Hi guys, this is Rim of Okendane, and right now I'll be showcasing my veteran rank 7 sorcerer build. A lot of you guys have been asking about what skills I use and how I use them, so I'm just going to give you a quick showcase. Let me just do a quick run over of my skills here. I use Crushing Shock. I primarily use this for proccing crystal fragments. But it's a really good ability. It drains magic fairly fast, so I usually alternate between that and a light attack. Crystal fragments I only use on an opener or when I proc it. Fire clench is primarily for single target knockback and a stun if melee comes up and annoys the shit out of you. Fire rune or volcanic rune is mostly for AoE control. And control is really important for the sorcerer because we're so squishy. I also use the clan fear for off-tagging at least one target. Most important is that you keep your clan fear on the second bar too, so that it doesn't drop. It's a toggle, so it's important that you have it on both bars. I complement my destruction staff build with a restless staff. And I use Ward Ally to ensure that I get a shield myself. That's mostly for shit moments. I use Rapid Regeneration. I would have probably chosen the mutagen, but this was mostly for testing. So I use this to offset, not having any healing in the other loadout. And finally, I use Combat Prayer for the damage buff, and that little bit of healing on demand. I also have my Dark Conversion here, which is both for health regen and magic regen in between battles. I chose Zol Assault as my ultimate this time around because primarily I'm focused on doing single trade damage and bursting down at least one target fast. I can't handle 3 mobs too well because I'm squishy, so it's all about getting that initial one down. It's also very good on bosses, especially if you use Volcanic Rune right off the bat. That gives you time to do the full duration without being interrupted. On my secondary loadout, I have Negate Magic. That's mostly from my PvP build, but I'm also still leveling it up, so I'll keep it there. Alright, so that's the skills. So let's see what we can do here. So what I usually do is I go into stealth and I have my pet out. I'll go up. This is mostly if it's uphill. And what I'll do is I'll toss both up in the air. And I'll focus damage at least one of them. Try to get him down as quickly as possible. If I do get hit by these guys, then I'll shift to my rest of staff loadout. It's a good idea to crowd control the mob, or at least make sure that it's off tanked if you're to use Dark Conversion. You get interrupted real easy in that, so you really want to be careful about that. This hole wasn't too smooth. I really hate trying to use any sort of location AoE uphill because it's really hard. You almost have to be on top of what you're trying to hit. So be wary about that. I usually don't start in stealth, but it's just like for those moments, it's almost a must. See, that's what happens when you play a sorcerer. Where the hell did he come from? If you miss him up, you're pretty much dead. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is right now. It's really hard to handle that ad because you can't really control your pet that well. So like unless you have your crowd control out, it's really hard. Oh, that's where he was hiding. Okay, see how it is. Usually if I only do one target like that, I don't worry too much about my magic. I just burst them down. Good thing about the rune is you can use it preemptively. I really like that. Try to save your, if you proc crystal fragments, try to save it for whenever they're not crowd controlled and use it as a crowd control spell. I just failed at doing that there, but yeah. So this is how I really like using the rune right off the bat. It's much easier when you can see where you're casting it. There is a viable option if you really dislike the pet. At this point, you can use. You can also use the soul prison. I think it's called bone. I think it's called bone prison. Then more something. It's a single target, long time crowd control, but it doesn't work well with the pet, so you can basically swap the pet for that and try to make that work. So let's have a go at 3 mobs at once, because that's pretty much the hardest challenge there is for a sorcerer. So I'll do one initially, and I'll put down another one. Alright, that was a bit too fast. As soon as they go flying, you put down another one and you start bursting on. If you can use the environment for your benefit, then that is absolutely perfect. Oops. Well, that's a way to get them down fast too. Let's get this delicious little lore book here. Alright, so we actually do have something that we're looking for here. We need a sky key, I think. Might be over here. Let's try it. Try to block whatever range skill you can, because at this point in time they hurt a lot. So just like the regular small, it looks almost like a heavy attack will hurt like fuck. Alright, let's see where we need to go.
Over here. Behind the lucky shot. This is sea viper.
Always use persuade or intimidate. You should pick up both, really. It saves you a lot of trouble. But yeah, the biggest challenge as a sorcerer is that we have no health returns, so you kind of have to handle all incoming damage as if you were about to die. It's a little bit tedious and it's stressful as fuck, but I mean, it's just the way it goes. And like you're a boss at doing 1 or 2 targets, but whenever you get more than that, then it's definitely a challenge. So what I usually do is I single out the caster first, because Amelia has to run to me, and Amelia is much easier to control. I think we're going to wait for the patrol and then do those 2 together. sometimes you have to block a little early. This is a good time to go back and do some dark exchange here. Alright, let's see. Oh, look, there's a keep in here. Huh. That's a map bug. Alright, looks like we need to go this way. 3 mobs, that's going to be a blast. Luckily we got the ultimate up, so we're going to use that. And we're going to use that right off the bat here. And see, that will allow us to kill one right off the bat. And we'll also be able to So as you can see, my ultimate charges up fairly fast, so unless you do 2 3-man groups in a row, it shouldn't really be a problem. If the mobs happen, like if there's a small trigger window on the trap, if they do happen to run past it, I've found that the combination of using clench and the fire trap, you can actually knock back into the trap and you know, use both CCs. Works pretty well. As you can see, I do pretty good damage, but I take a lot of damage too, so. Alright, so this is one of the groups. We have the ultimate up. We're going to use that again, right off the bat. We're going to do the caster first. I'm just going to use the environment for our for our advantage. It's really important that where you can, you use environment. In a lot of cases, it's a matter of life and death, basically. Alright, so let's see here. Also, like, sometimes it's better to be on the safe side, so if you, like, don't try to cut corners as a sorcerer, because more than likely, you know, you won't make it. You need the room to be able to kill multiple mobs, so better be on the safe side. I found that works well in most cases. So as you see, I used Fire Rune for the CC. Then I went over to do my my Dire Exchange for health and magic. That's a really good combo, solid combo. You can do it too if you're only doing one target. If you're doing a boss or a lieutenant, something like that, you can pair it up with just Fire Clench from having a Fire Staff and using Destructive Clench. Oh boy, a puzzle. Oh boy, I'm gonna make myself look stupid now, aren't I? What the hell is this about? So let's see, we have 4 plates here. And I see 2 plates over here. I reckon it has something to do with these weird blue balls that are hanging around here. Let's try and click something. I wonder. Let's try and do the lover. She's over there. And then the thief, which is also over there. Oh, that failed, huh? That's weird. Okay. So, oh maybe we need to do it in the correct order. So the tower first, maybe. And then what's the second one? That's a shadow. And then we have the lover and the thief. Alright, that was fairly simple. Some of these are really, really hard. Not all of them make as much sense as this one. In case you didn't notice, there was like 4 plates, and I just clicked them in the order that the plates appeared.
You don't look at once we call this sphere through the door. Run. Will you?
Alright, let's see here. Where do we go? Go over here. Yeah, so it's really important as a sorcerer that, always check your you're behind and make sure that you don't get caught by surprise by something, because you really don't have the tools to manage. Sometimes you get lucky, but in most cases, Also, always try to start at maximum magicka. Sorcerer spells are really heavy on magicka, so we always want to be as close to full as possible. Alright, so what is this about? Let's have a look. Okay, so we need to collect thunderstone. I have a bad feeling that these can't be crowd controlled, so this is going to be interesting. Because that's kind of our bread and butter. Let's see what happens if it walks into that. Oh yeah, I know that. Okay. So this is one of the oh boy. This is one of the places where the pet really shines. Oh, and don't get hit by all that. Gonna try and get this off. Luckily, it's a fairly good tank now. These effects are going to be really hard to see, so be really careful about them. Mobs that can't be crowd controlled are horrible for a sorcerer. So this is always about being preemptive. Whenever it's got you target, before it even comes close, you need that bubble up, because you can't take too many hits. As you see, just one bubble made the bubble disappear. If you use it, your pet also gets a bubble, so that's a good thing. Oh, that's beautiful. Ran right into it. Stupid. I have my gamma pretty high. That might be why I'm having a little trouble seeing these. That was a nice time for it to. Oh god, we need 2 of these, don't we? Oh man. Alright, so as you can see, it's doable. Some classes would, have a lot easier, killing these guys, but This is the way it has to be. Alright, so we're gonna... Oh shit, barrel that in. Okay, never mind. We're gonna do this one then. You know what could be a good time for Pet to take Echo? Yeah, and you're right. I should be dodge rolling out of those things, but I'm really having a hard time seeing the exact area they cover. I haven't actually figured out if the damage... Oh boy. If the damage buff affects the pets too. I just kind of hope it does. Yeah, so, you know, as you can see, the pet dies really fast, but in this situation, it's the only really tool we have to manage thread. So I haven't found any other way of doing it. It's possible that you could kite it with lightning form, but as it becomes somewhat heavy on resource after a while. I'm not sure it's actually a viable method. There we go. Let's hope that's the second one. Thank God. Okay. Alright. So, what the hell? Oh, we probably need to go there. No, God. Just what we needed. Let's hope we can stealth away from that. Be a good little lantern, I can turn the other way now. Thank you.
For a sec, the traitor.
Alright. This looks like a, I was about to say it looks like another puzzle, but... Oh, there's a... Oh, I was about to say a boss in there, but that might be, Alright, so we're gonna just preemptively do some... So I try to take out the weakest targets first, which in this case is the two sorcerers, and then you're left with the boss. It's not really a boss, it only has 4,000 hit points, but... Alright, that worked pretty well. Let's let's see what we need to know. There's...
Seems your work. Why, if you go, there's a hidden.
So another way you possibly could do it, like there are two other builds that I found viable. One is swapping Clannfear for Encase, and the other for Bone Prison. Bone Prison is it's a harder one because well, it kind of depends on what you're doing. I mean, you can totally control one target and then you can alternate between the other two, and you have the CC to make it work. So if you hate the Clannfear, you can do that. Encase is pretty good too, but as it's an open CC, it's, you know, just being an immobilize. Anyone in the CC can still attack you at range or whatever. So it's not a total. It's not a total CC. It works for some builds, but I found that the one I really liked was this one I'm currently using. Let's see, how the heck do we get out of here without getting seen? I'm wearing full light armor, by the way. This is a Dark Seducer's costume, so even though it might look heavy, it's really just light armor. Effectively, that means that I sneak like a bitch, and I get seen all the time. So it's only really for sneaking if. You know, I only really sneak if there is a good range to the next mob. Alright, so let's see, why is this red? Oh, am I? Oh yeah, I totally forgot. So that's another thing. I'm actually, I'm in a VR9 area right now. By accident. I totally forgot. I was planning on going back. But anyways, this was a short playtest of the two loadouts here. Showcasing how you can utilize a sorcerer build. This is the best way I've found. You know, lots of control. We don't really have any reliable way of getting health back, so this is what I've found to work best. Let's see, should we cover anything else? This is how my stats look currently. Keep in mind that I probably haven't repaired fully. So that's a Dark Seducer's costume in the costume slot. I've got a few. I like the cost reduction on jewelry, and then love that one. And then it's just it's full magicka basically. Not too good gear, but decent. But as I have not... Well, yeah, I've almost fully repaired, so I know if I'm fully repaired, I'm spell resistance capped too, along with magicka recovery. As I don't have any racials to boost max magicka, I'm not at the overcharge, but I'm right there. I'm estimating it's just about 1900, so I'm not too far behind. If you're really anal about it, you can put a few points from health into magicka, but as we're very, very squishy and we have Dark Exchange for getting magicka back, I'd still advise you to put 49 health, but only once you pass veteran rank, not from 1 to 50. From 1 to 50, you want full magicka. So yeah, that's basically it. Oh, the shadow, by the way, is critical strike damage increased. You can pick that up in Cyrodiil. Alright, so I think that's it for today. Hope it was somewhat helpful, or gave you an idea on how it is playing a sorcerer. See you out there.